All right, joining us now is the MVP, most valuable player of the Trump deregulation operation in the first 100 days, my good friend Lee Zeldin, who was the EPA administrator. Lee, thanks for coming on. I know you had to hustle to do this. So you've slashed already $22 billion in grants, but you've used DOGE, if I'm not mistaken, to take down your head count and any other budget cuts that you've anticipated at EPA?
It's been great. The people working on a DOGE mission are EPA employees. What they provide to me are recommendations. I make the decision. And whether it is grants, it's IT, which is really important. It's finding other efficiencies, reducing backlogs, the list goes on. I have found that working with Elon and DOGE has been fantastic, a big help to our efforts.
Is there a ballpark number? I mean, your agency is not all that big compared to some of the other agencies, but are you going to supply savings, you know, for the upcoming reconciliation package or the rescissions?
Yeah, as you just pointed out, we have, I've canceled now $22 billion worth of grants. And we are going to continue to find more efficiencies. For example, we occupy 5 buildings across 2 square city blocks in D.C. I just decided to pull out of the Reagan building, which is the nicest building. It's the newest building, but it's where we were paying the most amount of rent. So by consolidating our real estate footprint, there's another $18 million. We look at travel, we look at staffing, we look at more. We want to find any way to save money. And here's one of my big frustrations through the years. Whether it's an idea that it'll save $1,000, $1 million, or $1 billion, I want to know every way we could possibly save a dollar. It's all important. We want to have no waste whatsoever.
Have you thought about moving in to the Federal Reserve's mausoleum that they built, this pyramid, $2.5 billion? I know it's an ugly building, reflecting their bad taste, but they might want to take in some extra tenants. I'm sort of half joking, but half not joking. Anyway, you don't have to comment on that if you don't want to. Environmental justice, you're striking that out. I know you've taken the DEI out, but you're also going after the government formulas that justify environment and climate regulations, okay? And a lot of the green crowd is very unhappy with you. What are you changing that's got them up in arms so much?
There's no more environmental justice or DEI here at EPA. And the problem, and I've said it to their faces, respectfully, if you want to define environmental justice with an argument based on some communities been left behind and they need help, well, you're going to get a lot of support for that concept, helping that community. But here's where the left has gone wrong. In the name of environmental justice, they then want to provide tens of billions of dollars to left-wing activist groups. They want to give $50 million to Climate Justice Alliance, and they say climate justice runs through a free Palestine. I say that if you're going to spend $1, it should be going directly towards remediating environmental issues. And by the way, I'm here in Charleston, South Carolina right now. I'm here with our great Vice President, J.D. Vance, kicking off the next 100 days, the rest of the Trump-Vance term. And I got to tell you, Charleston's popping. Real estate, business, and so much more. It's hot here. It's exciting.
Yep. Can you put an economic impact statement in? You know, the left never worries about the impact on the economy. They only worry about their Green New Deal ideology. Wouldn't it be useful, you know, when you go through these enviro regulations to have an economic impact statement?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. This is our responsibility. And by the way, the American public demands it. Larry, they said last November, this is the Trump mandate. They have economic concerns that for many of them transcend blind partisan loyalty. They'll vote Republican because they're struggling to make ends meet. They'll vote for Donald Trump because they care about unleashing energy dominance. They want us there to pursue permitting reform and make America the AI capital of the world and bring back American auto jobs. At the end of the day, yesterday, President Trump was in the White House with a whole bunch of different CEOs talking about trillions of dollars that have come in what was just 100 days. This is an exciting moment, but agencies can't turn a blind eye to economic impact of these regulations.
Yeah, good stuff. Can you take a whack? I believe Biden left the miles per gallon, 52 miles per gallon on the CAFE fuel standards, which strikes me as outrageously high. And I think they did it deliberately to knock out gasoline-powered cars. Do you have that in your eyesight?
So the Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, has been all over that with regards to the CAFE standards. He gave an update during yesterday's cabinet meeting. And then also an important update, and I'm really glad you're asking, is that EPA had given waivers to California that allowed them to go forward with their EV mandate. So I sent them to Congress yesterday. 2 of these Congressional Review Act bills passed the House with a bipartisan majority. Today, the 3rd waiver. Now it goes over to the Senate. If the Senate passes it, the president will get an opportunity to sign it into law. And then we can just have one federal standard on tailpipe emissions in vehicles as opposed to the states going their own way and having 2 different sets of standards. It would be a big deal if the Senate was able to send it to the president.
All right, terrific stuff. Lee Zeldin, EPA Administrator, thank you very much. We know you had to hustle. We appreciate it very much. And thank you for deregulating America.